your roof. It's the most important protection against nature for your home or your business. That's why I trust the experts at Exterior Home Solutions.
He's Grant Ramey. I'm Rob Lewis. We're here with the Volquest Fast Break, brought to you by our friends at Exterior Home Solutions. Grant, I thought a good win today over what I thought was a really solid Illinois team. Tennessee wins 86-79, and to me, just a really strong second half.
The way it started in the second half was kind of worrisome because Illinois closed the first half, I think, 16-6 run. After Tennessee led by 8 in the first half, it got out to, I think, Illinois maybe up 6, something like that, 5 or 6. And it felt like it might get away from Tennessee if Tennessee doesn't do something. And Zakai has that steal at half court and that transition dunk by Josiah right there. And I think that sparks like a 10-0 run or was part of the 10-0 run. Santi looked like old Santi. Zakai looked like kind of vintage Zakai. Dalton continues to look like Dalton. But the first big game, the first capacity crowd, a really tough opponent. I don't know if Tennessee wins that game if they don't play the games they've already played so far on the road and in Maui. But a really nice win.
Yeah, they didn't blink. And not that you wouldn't panic, not that you would panic being down 2 at home in December, but I just thought just a really mature second half. And they just looked like a veteran team that just felt like they were going to grind the opponent down, just stick to our guns, just do what we do. And that's, what happened. I mean, the game wasn't over in the last 10 minutes, but Tennessee had control.
Right. And Jonas Adu continues to look really good in the last 3-4 games, whatever it is. Josiah continues to kind of be steady. But that Santi that everybody's kind of been waiting on, I thought showed up and was a huge difference. I thought Jemai Meshack made a lot of huge plays that don't really necessarily show up in the box score, but he has an offensive rebound that leads to that Dalton Connect 3 at the top of the key that made this place kind of come unglued, I think, and put them up 10 or something like that in the second half. So a lot of the guys that you've been waiting on to make those plays that they've always made kind of started to make those plays and kind of get back to that and kind of play the roles they've always played. And when you have Dalton scoring 21, it looks like a pretty good picture.
Yeah, and for Santi, it wasn't just the numbers; it was the plays.
Yes.
Like the 3-pointer over here in the corner was, it was under 10 minutes to play. Was a huge shot and a vintage, Santi shot. He's drawing fouls in the last 2 minutes of the game and making free throws. He's, it's a physical game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the court.
9 rebounds,
9 rebounds,
team's leading rebound.
And I thought you really saw Dalton today, not for the first time, not when the guy had 37 at Chapel Hill, but there in the second half, he scored 12 points in the first 6 minutes and changed, and Tennessee was feeding him. I mean, is this too strong of a statement, Grant? I think for the first time since Grant Williams left, Tennessee has a guy that they can run offense through and expect good things to happen.
I think it's 100%. You get the ball to him and let him do his thing. Get him out of the way. Get out of the way of him. With Grant, you're dumping it down the post. With him, you just get it on the wing and let him create.
And he can get to the line. He's the best guy on the team to get to the line.
The way he drives and the way he can finish around the rim, the way he finishes through contact, the way he kind of changes his body in the air to get around defenders, the way he can hit those big shots at the three-point line too. I think he had 13 of the first 16 for Tennessee in the second half, and that was a point where Tennessee was really trying to get back in this game and change the game, and he does it single-handedly.
And he did it. I mean, there were a lot of big shots in the game, but the one you referenced already, the one he hit on the kickoff, the kick out from Jemai, that was huge. I mean, Illinois had to call a timeout, and Tennessee never trailed after that. It was made it 50-44. And you mentioned Jonas. I thought that was a huge takeaway. Not just him. Tennessee outscores Illinois 38-24 in the paint. They have a 43-34 edge on the glass, but they dominated the glass in the second half, and I thought that was a big part of the win.
And Jonas stayed out of foul trouble. It felt like Tobe stayed out of foul trouble. I can't remember what his exact situation was. He's usually got at least 4 by the time the game's over, but he had 7 rebounds. He didn't score it a ton. I think he's going to play better down the road than what we've seen from him so far, and Tennessee's going to need that. But Jonas has stepped up as soon as Rick started kind of calling his number and talking about how good he was. He's kind of started to show just how high that potential is.
Yeah, Tennessee needed this one. They played a tough schedule, but playing a tough schedule, unless you win a couple, what good does it do you? But I think that was a good team they beat today. I think they'll go into a nice little break here. They don't play until next Thursday, I guess, or
Tuesday, Georgia Southern.
Tuesday,
if you want
Georgia
to count that
so
a game.
Not a long break, but they have a couple of days off and hit the practice floor feeling good about themselves. Again, one game, not going to make too much of it, but I think the last 2 games coming out of that murderer's row that Tennessee went through in November, I think we've seen some good things from them.
You get Georgia Southern Tuesday. I think they're 300+ in Ken Palm, so that is what it is.
It's a scrimmage.
North Carolina State in San Antonio next week, 10 o'clock Saturday night. That's going to be a kind of a different game, a different location for a neutral site game, I guess. So pass that test, and then you got some Tarleton States and Norfolk States and all that stuff before Ole Miss comes here January 6th to start SEC play. But they've been through some crazy tests so far, and I think today kind of showed that.
Yep. Tennessee takes care of business against number 18 Illinois, 86-79. He's Grant Ramey. I'm Rob Lewis. This has been the Fast Break on Volquest.com, brought to you by Exterior Home Solutions.